In the first reading, we see the prophet Elisha, and he performs a miracle of multiplying food. This parallels with the gospel. Jesus' miracle is a lot larger. I think you had 100 people in Elisha's miracle, and you had thousands of people in Jesus's. So he does what Elisha does on a much larger scale. The other thing is that in both cases you have food left over, much more food than is needed. And so we ask ourselves, well, why does he make more food than they need? Why doesn't he make just the amount that they needed? And that's an interesting thing that we can reflect upon, because the Lord gives lavishly and generously. He overgives. And he overgives in both miracles. That should tell us something about him. It should help us to live in a manner worthy of the calling that we've received. Specifically, it should help us to maintain the bond of peace. And the bond of peace sometimes will require us to let go of things and to forgive. The overabundance of what God gives allows us to not count the cost in the forgiveness that we're called to offer. We do this so that the Lord, who is over all and through all and in all, can be recognized as the God and Father of all. The spirit of the world will sometimes lead us to look around ourselves and say that we don't have what other people have. And so at that point, it's probably a good thing for us to lean deeper into our spirituality of poverty and to give some of the things that we have away, so that we can look around at the overabundance of God's generosity in the natural world, feeding us like he does in the miracles, but also in the moral order, in the tremendous amount of mercy that gushes forth from the heart of Christ.